Florentino Pérez wants Sergio Ramos far from Real Madrid, but do you know why the Spanish defender's name has gained strength for a return to the Bernabeu in the upcoming transfer window? However, if it's up to President Florentino Pérez, this is not going to happen at all. In this video, you'll understand the reason behind this. Before we begin, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to help us out a lot. Real Madrid is going through a major crisis in its medical department. Since last season, the club has accumulated severe knee ligament injuries. Last season, Militao already had such a problem, as did Alaba and Courtois. But the injuries keep piling up this season with Carvajal's injury, and now another injury to Eder Militao, who, this past weekend, suffered a ruptured cruciate ligament in his left knee and will be out of action for at least the next 9 months. This is a significant loss for Real Madrid and, consequently, for the Brazilian national team as well. With the injury of an important player like Militao, who is a starter, Real Madrid has to make an important decision going forward. Either they start promoting talented young players from their academy or they go to the market for reinforcements. And this is where the name Sergio Ramos comes up. You know Sergio Ramos very well. He was considered one of the best defenders in the world for a long time, part of an extremely successful Real Madrid generation, often decisive in key moments, a great leader who, despite sometimes losing his temper, was deeply connected with Real Madrid and its fans. Despite Sergio Ramos' name being mentioned and rumored as a reinforcement to fill Militao's spot, the Spanish press had already reported weeks before Militao's injury that Real Madrid was in the market searching for a new defender. Up until then, 4 names were regarded as the main priorities. The first was Vitor Reis, a promising defender recently promoted from the Palmeiras youth team, currently a starter under Abel Ferreira. Another player on the radar was Jonathan Tah, a German defender nearing the end of his contract with Bayer Leverkusen. Also on the list was Castello Luquiba from RB Leipzig in Germany. But today, the main target, likely due to his La Liga experience, is Aymeric Laporte, formerly of Athletic Bilbao and Manchester City, currently with Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. As I mentioned, all these players are currently with clubs and under contract, making Sergio Ramos, who is available and rumored as the most viable and accessible option for Real Madrid. At 38 years old, he is currently a free agent. He didn't find a new team or take on a new challenge after his contract with Sevilla ended in June. However, just because he has been inactive doesn't mean he's contemplating retirement. Sergio Ramos frequently posts on social media, showing his training, staying in good shape, and ready to play when the time comes. But after all, if he's a player deeply identified with Real Madrid, is free and available, why isn't he being signed as Militao's replacement? The answer lies in information that many people don't know. Florentino Pérez, Real Madrid's president, does not want Sergio Ramos back at the club under any circumstances, and this isn't a recent story. For those who may not remember, back in 2020 to 2021, Sergio Ramos was seeking a new contract with Real Madrid. At that time, his contract was nearing expiration, and he wanted a 3-year extension with a salary increase. Florentino Pérez felt that renewing Ramos' contract for that long and with a pay raise wasn't worth it, especially since Ramos was dealing with several physical issues and recurring injuries. The president made it clear to Ramos, just as he had once made it clear to Cristiano Ronaldo, that no player is bigger than Real Madrid. If Sergio Ramos wanted a longer contract and a salary raise, then his contract would not be renewed. And indeed, Ramos' contract was not renewed. He became a free agent and signed with PSG. As it turned out, Florentino Pérez's judgment was right, as Ramos suffered multiple injuries during his 2 seasons with the French club. In addition to the past conflict between Ramos and Florentino, the Real Madrid president has a very clear policy. He does not bring back players he believes have already completed their cycles at the club. For instance, many have speculated and even asked for Cristiano Ronaldo to return to Real Madrid, but Florentino Pérez never pursued it. He prefers to invest in younger players or established players who have not yet made history at Real Madrid and can start their story with the club anew. Sergio Ramos, on the other hand, has already spent a significant part of his career with Real Madrid, connected deeply with the fans and winning titles. For Florentino Pérez, that's enough. He doesn't bring back players from the past, nor does he allow them to negotiate their contracts on their terms. You either meet the president's conditions, or you're out. Given the previous issue with Ramos, he's not an option for Florentino or Carlo Ancelotti to replace Eder Militao. Moreover, as Alaba is in the final stages of his recovery and should return to play soon, it's likely that Real Madrid won't aggressively seek a new centre-back on the market. They might consider a cautious, strategic approach, perhaps even targeting someone like Vitor Reis from Palmeiras or a similar young talent with potential to develop. If Alaba were still injured, they might opt for a player like Laporte. However, as Alaba is close to returning, Real Madrid is expected to act more cautiously in the market, a strategy that has worked well for them recently. Let's not forget that last season, with both Militao and Alaba injured, Tchouaméni stepped in as a centre-back a few times. Real Madrid didn't need to make any new signings then. Nacho Fernandez also played decisive matches as a starting defender, and even Carvajal filled in when needed. Ultimately, Real Madrid may choose to promote a young player or make do with current squad adjustments, as they've done in the past. Sergio Ramos, despite being a name many fans would love to see return to the Bernabeu, doesn't seem to have a real chance of rejoining the team for now. Now, I want to know from you in the comments, would you sign Sergio Ramos to replace Militao now that the Brazilian is injured? And another thing, what do you think of Florentino Pérez's stance on player contracts and the philosophy that Real Madrid is bigger than any player? Let us know in the comments. This was the second video this Tuesday, and I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, share, and comment. So, that's it, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and until the next video. Stay safe and have a great week.